right now, and we're going to be talking about a wonderful event that happens in the northeast of our state. It's in Greer, and it's called the North Pole Experience. Scott, good morning.
Lou, Tony, thank you for having me.
This is really it's starting even at an early stage in its lifetime to be a great event for the state of Arizona. It's almost a tradition at this point.
It is. This is our third year, and actually one of our first times that we announced North Pole Experience was on your television show. It's our third year. We're opening this year from November 18th through December 27th. And we've just had phenomenal response. And I think probably a lot of our viewers are familiar with the Polar Express train ride up in Williams, which has been a great success. I've done it 4 times with my twin girls. This is kind of an evolution of a different experience. And families can come up to Greer, Arizona. And Greer is actually very pristine and beautiful right now. They can stay in cabins.
Any snow yet?
We had a little snow a couple of weeks ago, and they're projecting snow for this weekend. So,
really?
Yeah, think snow.
Did we ever stop to think, wonder how many years it takes for something to become a tradition? Wonder when we can call it that, when people just keep going?
That's probably a fair question, but we have a lot of families that this is actually their third year. They continue to come back.
So it's building and making a tradition out of an event. I mean, I guess that's when we call it one, isn't it?
Yes.
It's interesting.
Now, you're sitting in front of the Elf on the Shelf.
Yes, the Elf on the Shelf, probably a lot of your viewers are familiar with the Elf on the Shelf, and the elf is Santa's scout elf. And this has been a very popular American tradition for the last couple decades. And my girls I have twin 8-year-old girls, and my girls have had the Elf on the Shelf and can't wait for him to visit every year. And the Elf on the Shelf is a phenomenal story for families, and they've partnered with the North Pole Experience. And you'll see the elves all throughout the workshop. The scout elves, and we're very excited about it.
So elves, of course, and Santa, that's the theme, that's the feeling when you get there.
Yeah, what the experience is families come up and they book cabins at the Molly Butler Lodge. And,
which, by the way, is thriving, and the fire that was reported, it was last year, did minimal.
Greer, it's a fair question. Greer had a little bit of damage in the very backside, but where the Molly Butler Lodge is located, all their cabins in the North Pole Experience, it's very pristine, it's perfect. It looks like Greer's always looked.
You talk about a tradition. Molly Butler is a tradition in Arizona, 100 years, I believe.
It is. And Alan Johnson and his team have done a phenomenal job with the Molly Butler Lodge. They're celebrating actually their 101st anniversary this year, and we're very excited to be working with them. And as we were talking about, people come up and stay in their cabins, and then they come to the Molly Butler Lodge for dinner, and they have a phenomenal dinner presentation. They're top-rated restaurant. And then the magical trolleys pull up every 30 minutes and board families, and they drive them through a magic portal, and you're propelled to the North Pole. And when you arrive, there's a secret knock, and then families and their children go inside, and they get to meet Santa and the elves and build toys.
What's the secret knock?
You have to come see it.
Santa only answers to that secret knock. Now, you have to remember that. And it has been so popular the 2 previous years. It'll be just as popular this year. So we truly encourage you to make reservations very soon. Because it fills up.
It does. We're 64% booked as of yesterday.
That's amazing.
And we're very, very excited.
What are your dates? You'll run from where?
Every night? Or?
No, it's open. It's open almost every day from the 18th through December 26th. Usually Tuesday and Wednesdays we close.
Okay.
But
and you can come and stay for several days if you.
Yes, you can. And that's the one thing. If you haven't been to Greer, there's the sunrise ski areas there. There's sleigh rides. There's lots of things to do in the community.
There's also great trout fishing.
Yes, there is.
In the little Colorado.
Yes, there is. You might have to bring a little ice pick.
Probably not. Not at this time of year.
Oh, I've caught fish up there in the winter.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Can you?
In fact,
That's a true fisherman right there.
Tour guide if you want.
That would be great.
Okay, so the Elf on the Shelf, of course, a Christmas tradition. We look forward to that. And what else will we see when we walk into the workshop?
There's been Santa and his elves have actually added a lot of new things, a lot of new decor, some new exciting, some movement, some machines and things. So again, a lot of those things are top secret that Santa and the elves keep to themselves. But the workshop, I actually went through the portal last week. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
And you can, wonderful merchandise to take home from your experience. You have a wonderful sweatshirt on right now.
Yes, and one of the neat things that we did last year, and we're actually going to continue this year, is we have North Pole Experience Christmas bulbs. In Santa, we have breakfast with Santa at the Molly Butler Lodge each day. And so families can actually have the commemorative bulbs, and Santa will actually autograph them to the children. And so you can have them for years and years with the date and your children's names.
I think it's a great Christmas tradition for families to go up there for a weekend or 3 or 4 days.
It is.
You are very lucky to have commandeered Santa to carve out this length of time for you and stay with you, because as all the children in the audience and grown-ups know, Santa has to be everywhere at the same time. We all know that. So he's everywhere. So for you to capture him for that length of time says a lot for you.
Yeah.
He travels through those portals.
Something special going on. Scott, this is a great experience in Arizona, and I know everyone in Arizona that hasn't had the opportunity and chance to get to Greer, they need to do it.
They should come up. It's if I could put it in the words, and this is what we hear from a lot of families, it's a very Norman Rockwell type experience, and it's like a step back in time. It's a lot of fun. It's hard to put in words. You have to experience it.
Yeah.
And now your actual locality is 109 Main Street?
Yes.
Okay, you're 109 Main Street.
Yeah, that's the location of the Molly Butler Lodge in the check-in area. Now, the workshop's actually in the North Pole, but but you'll depart from that address where the Molly Butler Lodge is.
Way.
Exactly.
Okay.
How many can go at a time?
We actually have larger trolleys this year. Santa had some bigger trolleys made, and we can take up to 60 people at a time. And that's the one thing that families really comment about, is it's very intimate, and we've designed it that way. So when you go with a group of 60 people, you're with that group through the entire experience, all the way when you meet Santa and take pictures.
So you make new friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott.
That's
Scott, all the best.
Thank you so much.
It's too early to say Merry Christmas.
Very great.
Merry Christmas.
North Pole Experience.